It's Linda MacPhee's workshop. Here's Linda.
I bet you didn't know that I was actually playing that music. No, I wasn't, but I love that music. And whenever you hear that music, you know that it's time for some fun. And what we have today is quite a bit of fun, because you know that I love sewing. And I've got a bunch of sewing friends here that are as crazy about sewing as I am. And I would say one of them is Barb Tom. And I've known Barb for a long time, so great to have you here.
Hi, Linda.
And Barb has made it her mission, I think, and she'll tell us more, to actually teach children to sew. And I think that is the wonderful thing, because that's who's going to keep this thing alive and well forever. So what got you started, Barb?
Well, I could see there was a need for kids to sew, and I was at a point in my life where I could teach children.
Mm-hmm.
So
You had a daughter, isn't that?
Yes, I had a daughter, 11 years old, and she needed to learn to sew. So I got a bunch of her friends together, and we taught a class of 12 kids. That was in 1989. And today we have over 100 kids come to our classes every week, so it's grown and grown.
I think the fascinating part about that is that you come from a very small, relatively small town. You said, how many people are in this town?
Yes, we have 10,000 people in our town.
And you've got...
And we've got 114 kids in our classes every week. So, and we've been doing it for 15 years. So this is our celebration year. We're very happy.
So I think it's kind of neat that kids then can decide, well, am I going to take hockey? Am I going to take piano? Am I going to take sewing? Sewing is right up there with all the other...
Sewing is a choice, yes. It's a choice in Hinton now for an after-school activity for children.
What are the tricks of teaching kids to sew? And can the same kids come back and get... Do you just get them one shot, or do they keep on going, or what? What's your idea?
Kids come back. Kids love to create. They love to make things and make new things and go on to a different project like adults do.
Yes, very much. Like, I want to make it today and wear it today.
Yes. But we keep them going. We keep new projects in front of them, so they've got something to strive for. And we have kids coming back for 6, 7, 8 years. This year we have a child that has stayed in our classes for 11 years.
Oh, she's making her grad dress then, and she's making,
her grad dress. Yes,
that's amazing. So let's talk about some of the things that you do to get kids hooked, because I think this is important for our viewers to sort of see. Okay, what should my kids do?
We do a variety of things in our classes. We do clothing and we do objects.
Oh, okay.
Right, and we do a lot of community services projects for every...
Community services. Let's have a look. Isn't this one that you said?
Yes, it is. This is our very first community services project we did in 1991.
So it'll say the person that did this? It'll say...
Yes, the child's name is on everything that they give away for community services.
And so you gave that, who did you give that to?
We have given it to our library, and it hangs in our library. And it's hung there for 13 years.
Oh, wonderful. And you said the pillows. Didn't you have some pillows here?
Yes.
So those are what the... Yeah. So the kids made these.
Pillows. Yeah. And these are floor cushions that the children sit on in the library.
Yeah.
We have done those.
Okay.
We have done quilts for our seniors' homes and our extended care. We've done quilts for our pregnancy.
So I think that's
center.
important that we use sewing as a tool to help others. I mean, that's a great way to sort of bring two wonderful concepts together. Yeah.
And our town has really got into this because our fabric store donates fabric, the parents donate fabric, our teachers and our staff donate their time to finish up projects.
Okay.
So everybody has become involved over the years. And we have done baby things, we've done mittens for children of Chernobyl and a lot of other causes.
Okay, so what do the kids make for themselves? There must be things that they do.
They make lots of stuff. In their first year they do all kinds of clothing. They do shorts and pants and things like that.
Stuff
and
that they can
every
wear,
once in
like
a while,
right now.
Yeah, we get into really interesting things that we've developed. We made this journal cover, and it has a little window in it that they can put
their picture
or their names or whatever, and it's all set up for them to write their...
And they can buy the little book and they make the little cover to their own. Sure.
And this we've used machine stitching on.
Yeah.
This we've used embroidery stitching.
There was something, I've got this chalk for some reason. I know we
have made chalkboards. And children didn't think they could make chalkboards, but we have made some.
So this is fabric.
fabric that you can write on. And the kids were very excited that they could make chalkboards for their house, for their rooms, for their lockers.
Okay, that would be a great.
And we've made all kinds of them in all kinds of sizes.
Sure. So then they do garments. These frogs, they are...
This is a really interesting project. It's a very, very simple project. It's a pattern with 3 pieces too.
Sure.
But we've made it very creative because we've made winter frogs and
creative, I'm sure.
Exactly.
I mean, this is whatever fabric they want to choose, whatever embellishment they want to choose. Yeah.
And it works really well. They have great fun with that frog. Simple but creative.
I see that you have another quilt over here, and this would be...
This is a group of kids. This is one whole year of kids.
Wonderful.
That come to our sewing classes.
Okay.
And we try to make a quilt every few years, and we hang it in our sewing school, and the kids love to see themselves and say, I've come to sewing
Barb,
class.
you are keeping the world sewing, there's no question, and I think that's fantastic. So thank you for sharing this with us. We've got to clear this table off because we've got another wonderful project. So we'll clear off the table, and we'll have some more fun stuff.
Thank you.
I'm a bit obsessed about pillowcases, and pillowcases are so easy to do, and actually they'd be ideal things for your kids to be doing. Have you ever done the pillowcases?
We haven't. I haven't been really excited about them, Linda. So.
let me ask you.
Okay.
Actually, I should ask you, what age of children do you do in your, what do you recommend?
We start them at 5 years old to 18.
On the machine at 5 years old?
On the machine, yes.
Okay,
and we have 4 kids to a class, so it works really well.
Oh, I like that. That sounds good. Okay, so my idea on pillowcases is that you can never, well, first of all, I can never have enough, and I'm always losing the pillowcases that go with the particular sheets and blah, blah. But I think the ultimate in pillowcases is satin. I mean, if you had satin sheets too, fine, but the pillowcase is going to work.
That's right. I've never thought of a different fabric other than
Yes, I think that's where people are. They're always in the pillowcase mode, but I think pillowcases should be fancy and fun.
You're getting me going
And then, of course, well, the cassia satin is such a beauty because it's flannel on the one side and satin on the other. In fact, that's what your jacket is. And I recognize that.
Yes,
you did that in one of my classes.
I did it in your class.
Yes, you did a beautiful job on that. Okay, pillowcases. How would you make a pillowcases? And to me, you would get a piece of fabric, fold it over, sew it like that. I mean, sew it across there and there, and leave an end open.
Right.
Or you would get one this long and fold it this way and sew it down both sides. So it doesn't really matter.
Right.
I mean, whatever way, it's a rectangle. So you decide, and you can decide what size of rectangle. Get your pillow, measure it, and then make the rectangle, because this is a big one. This is the queen size.
So this would give kids a chance to measure and
construct on that basis.
Construct it for measuring.
And I guess this would also start on a queen size bed. Those little pillows are not the right size. You need 3 of them, and they never come with 3. So this is why I decided to do this. So we cut this one out of cassia, and then you can decide what to do with the end. So I thought, why not Christmas pillowcases? You could have pillowcases for every occasion.
That's right.
Birthdays, surprise pillowcase. I mean, this goes on and on. So I said, okay, let's do some decoration. I've just taken some cotton knit, and that's a great thing to applique with because, of course, it doesn't fray. Put your fusible on the back of it, and then cut it out. And we can cut out our little tree, and then, of course, we can just iron it right down, so that'll stay. So here we go. I can actually use the paper on the back. Well, I won't even cut it out because you can see that we just put it right there. And we just ironed it down. And there it is.
And you could do decorative stitching around it if you wanted.
Decorative stitches is what we actually would recommend.
Okay.
To put this together, you would put the right side to the wrong side in here because you want the right side to be the good side. So this would come out.
Top. Yeah.
And you can see what we did. We did the buttonhole stitch, the machine buttonhole stitch around. And this would be a great little project for kids. And if they wanted to do it by hand, you could decide. But here it is. You just top stitch that down. And does that not make just kind of a fun Christmas pillowcase? You can decide whatever.
That's right. And you could probably use a serger on the inside of this, too.
Sure, that would be an excellent.
Which we're trying to get the kids to use the serger more.
Sure, they shouldn't be afraid of it. So then I said, well, you could use other fabrics. So here's a cotton knit, and the cotton knit sheets and pillowcases are a big number.
They are popular, yes.
And then you could use some flannelette, and you could take some piping and put it in that seam. So this could be red or whatever. So, I mean, you can make jazzy ones. I sort of thought it'd be kind of fun to do something more traditional. You know, the original old pillowcases were all embroidered. And, but we could do it now with applique and, of course, machine embroidery.
Yes.
I mean, this is where it's just crawling out, and your kids would love to play.
We do lots of machine embroidery now.
Embroidery
we have a special club for our kids called Jazz It Up, and we do machine embroidery on there. So this would be a good project.
So this would be a good project for them. So have a look at this pillowcase with this end on it. I mean, is that jazzy or what? Put a little bit of this piping in it, and it becomes just Just a beauty, I think. So I think the possibilities on this pillowcase. So you'll do some pillowcases?
I think we're going to. This looks like something the kids would enjoy.
Just look around and see what kind of fabric you can find, and satin or
Kids
whatever.
could create their own band on the top.
Yes. So we've got to go. Thanks, Barb. But we'll be back with some more exciting stuff. I just love what I do because I meet so many interesting people. And have you ever met the person that's so obsessive about what they do? I mean, they're just into it 24/7. They love it. It becomes part of them. They don't know whether they're working, playing, and all this kind of stuff. I've met that person, and she's here with me today, and her name is Linda. And you started your shop is called Rumpled Quilt Skins.
It is. And I'm as obsessed as you are, Linda. So I think that some of the things that I do, you might also like to do.
Oh, yes.
Yourself.
It's so exciting to get into a topic and then to just develop it and let it just keep happening. And if you can just let it go.
That's part of the creative thing. No matter whether you are a hand sewer or a painter or a woodworker, you like to be creative, and it just goes from the beginning to you don't know where. And obviously this is what's happened
here. And this is what's happened. You did all this as an individual, not a shop owner. And I'm sure people said, show me, make me. This is what happened to me. People said, make me one, make me one. You can't make them for the rest of the world, but you can teach the rest of the world.
You can, and it's a lot more fun when they add their own little bit of imagination to what they're doing.
This is not rocket science, is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, I'm saying anybody can do this, even men.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Oh, lovely. I mean, not that men are not bright, no, but
they are creative. They're just not always the hoity-toities like some women are.
And they're used to saws and tools and stuff.
That's
and
true.
Your tool is your computer?
A computer as well as my embroidery machine. Of course, they always work together, and I have them very close together in the store. With the wheelie chair, I move back from one to the other.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, so let's have a look. I think this is quite fascinating.
This is the last thing that I've done, and this is a book that I've written. This is a Husqvarna card, and when you open it up,
you'll say this is all done by machine. I mean, this looks like you. So how long did it take you to make this cover?
An hour and a half.
Okay, we're
talking. How long would
it
it take you to do this by hand?
Ooh, and I don't want to belittle handwork because there are people that still like to do handwork. They do very lovely.
There are people that can still see to do handwork.
Exactly. Yeah. No, this is wonderful. Okay, and now we open it.
So in the
software,
this is
all stitched.
In the software, you write your story. You key it in on your computer, you send it to a floppy disk, you pop it into your machine, put the thread on, press go.
And go and have coffee.
Well, you like to watch it, though.
Yeah, that's true. I would not be going to have coffee. So you put it on this, and then you put this on a hard...
It's on mat board, and we're actually doing this class in our store, and I'm so happy to share this with whoever wants to learn how to do it. It's very easy.
Lovely. So every page, then, is on different... I mean, what an heirloom. What a beauty. Oh,
there are so many fun threads. They're like our crayons. Mm-hmm. They're an extension of what we did in elementary school.
Sure.
And the fabrics are so much fun as well.
I can see. This is very, very crayon-like. Oh, there. So wonderful. Okay, so that is one thing. Let us take a trip around all of your projects.
Well, these are two little lamps that I bought at an auction. I went out in the country, and they were on sale for $1. They were orange. Took the shades off.
Okay, so just a minute, what was
recovered
orange?
them.
So this part was
the
orange?
whole part. This was wooden. It was orange. It had an orange little paper shade on it. We ripped that off, recovered it. This lace is made in the machine. Same as this.
Okay.
This is just thread. Top lace is made in the machine.
Okay.
And I don't have to be there while that's happening.
Okay, except to keep the thread in the machine.
While I'm polishing my husband's shoes, this is doing this for me.
Right. Okay, and then this is the same. This one you didn't. This is the doily that's sitting on. You didn't.
I still appreciate handwork.
Yes.
And I have a lot of it in the shop and in the home. Sure. This is also a little bit of embroidery that we do with some beaded work. So every time you have an idea, you need to push it till you have more and more things.
Okay, so that's what this one was. But we're putting it down on the handmade doily.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And then?
This is another book that I've done, which are a lot of fun for grandmothers. You think the kids would like it, but the grandmothers are more thrilled with it.
Yes. Okay.
This is another lampshade that was done in the embroidery machine. The lace was made in the machine, and it's from two different embroidery design cards. Mm-hmm. This lace was made in the machine. The lace on top.
You may be in the wrong era here. You're sort of Victorian.
I'm a lot older than I look.
Yes, that's it.
And then
Perfect.
to get a lot simpler, because it's a full machine, does everything, this was also done in the machine by one of my teachers, and this is my colors, which of course coordinates with everything else. And the bear was also done in the machine using the software.
Bear. Oh, and so all of those are just software designs, and you'll just, you take a bigger piece of cloth and put it on. Is that what you would do? And then
I
cut
have
your
a
bear
flat
out?
piece of cloth, and in the software, I import the bitmap of the pattern piece, plan the design, and then just put that slab of wool in the machine and embroider it out.
Okay, so for those of us that are sort of still fighting this computer business, can we learn?
Of course.
Okay,
You know,
'cause-
we didn't have computers when we were young.
Okay.
We had chalk.
Yeah.
We had pen and pencils.
Yeah.
And a lot of older people like us, is that okay to say?
Sure,
We
sure.
are.
Yeah.
They are learning how to use their computers. They're learning how to email for help. They're learning how to open file folders, how to create designs, how to digitize designs. And they're feeling a lot better about themselves. It's giving them confidence that they wouldn't have had otherwise.
But what a fun thing for the guys that have been raised on computers. I mean,
That's right.
it's
They're
just-
a lot faster at it,
Yes,
too.
yes. So then you've got some pictures.
These are some coordinating things. When I do anything, I like it to be the whole complete set. You know, it looks better than just one thing.
I said she was obsessed. I mean,
Thank
that's
you.
it. Exactly. That's a compliment.
We're a team.
Yes, yes. Okay.
So the quilt that we have hanging on the wall, the teapot quilt, has some embroidery designs in it. This is what I hang beside it so that it looks good. It goes with the lampshade and the runner
Can
and the
we
hat
just go
boxes.
over and have a quick peek
Sure,
at
let's
this?
do that.
Yeah.
So I used the same designs in the lamp. This actually was supposed to be appliqué, but you know, we can be rebels. We don't have to follow the rules.
Yes, yes,
And,
yes.
and so this is appliqué, and you know Husqvarna does have the best satin stitch in the world.
Oh, good.
So
Yes,
all
I
of-
know that.
All
I
of this
do.
is
Yeah,
satin
yeah.
stitch with a little bit of decorative stitches to make it look pretty.
Yes, yes. Oh, that is just magnificent. That is just beautifully done. So was that your design, or is that a design?
No,
Or
it's a purchase design.
Okay,
You can buy that design, but better than that, you can take the class in our store.
Oh, yes, of course. Yeah, yeah. Okay, and then these other two, they are rather...
Now, these are from a Chinese disc, a Chinese design disc that we have, and they are appliqué, so they're different. You see how there's
Oh, that's fabric.
under here?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
And the machine stops, tells you to put that fabric down. You put it down, it stops, it tells you to trim it. It doesn't talk out loud, Linda. You get that part, right?
Right. Yeah.
You trim it, and then when you're done, it finishes the satin stitch, and you pop it out and put it into a frame. It couldn't be any easier.
Yeah, I like that when you use fabric and applique with it, and then this is exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, then there's a quilt that goes with this, I think.
There is. This quilt behind is called Blue Collection. It's also a class that we do in our store, and we've used a little bit of imagination to change it a bit, but there is no hooped embroidery in this. We're using the other part of the machine, which is the decorative stitches. So if you look at some of the pieces down here, they have decorative stitches around the outside. We've used gold metallic thread. We've used different colors, trying to create bravery in color choices, which is not always an easy thing.
So how did you begin this one? Did you...
I took the class, and now I'm able
But they
to
don't all
pass
come out
that
the
on.
same, surely. I
They
mean,
don't. And
that's-
in fact, right now we have 12 people in our store taking this class, and they're doing all different colors, and they're outstanding.
Okay.
We take
Yeah.
one block and put them all side by side, and it looks
So
great.
this is a series of blocks.
It is. This is block number 1, 2, 3, and it works its way around. And when you're all done, you put it all together and quilt
Okay,
it.
this is no small project. This is this for the... This is not for
I
the
do
beginner.
have a lady in my store who does not own a sewing machine, has never sewn before, and she's doing this.
Where there's a will,
It is
there's a
manageable.
way.
If you like it, you can do it.
Oh, I'm so much on that. We don't have to take Class A before we take Class B before. I mean, if you're an adult and you've got some smarts and you want to do this, you can come and do it.
If you have some ambition. And
Yeah.
this develops a lot of knowledge about quilting, but it also develops a lot of confidence, and that's the whole big thing.
Yeah. And I think the super satisfaction of this is that somebody comes and says, wow, I mean, you know, that is worth a lot of money. I mean, you say that you've been offered gobs of money for
It's
this.
not the money, though.
No,
you know,
but
it's
people
the
think
feeling.
you bought it. People think you've bought it.
Yeah.
And then that gives it worth because they think,
Some people
wow.
walk by it because they think it's a panel. They think it's
they
printed
don't realize
fabric.
that it's all appliqué and whatever. So no, I think that's what gives me the satisfaction is people then not believing that I'm capable of doing that.
Yeah.
And that kind of makes me feel good because they'll say, yeah, I did it. And,
That's
and then
right.
they think, wow, you must be terribly, terribly smart. And
That's right.
That's
And
always a
even
nice
if
feeling.
nobody notices, you have that feeling inside yourself
Oh,
that
yes.
I've done this and
Yes,
I can
yeah.
do more.
Yes, and it is an individual. Okay, that is wonderful. So I think that has got me, I mean, even just rows like this is great. All this can be done on the machine.
This is done with water-soluble stabilizer, and that's how I made the lace that goes around the lampshade. Oh, sorry. just like that. It's the easiest of all embroidery. You
Thank
start with
you
the lace.
for the inspiration.
You're
Linda. It's
welcome.
just a
You've
pleasure to-
inspired me.
Oh, good. Oh, it goes around. What comes around goes around. Next, we're going to show you how to buy an embroidery machine, because I think you're probably going to be interested in that one. Well, Carol, what did you think of all? Well, first of all, what did you think about the pillowcases?
Wow, what a good idea.
And you know what the theory is? If you sleep on a satin pillowcase, it eliminates the wrinkles on your face, or doesn't create new ones,
I
perhaps.
love that theory.
Yeah. So, and apparently your hair is better, everything's better. So,
Oh, I'm going to be traveling
let's
with
try
one.
it.
Yes, yes.
But all of that embroidery.
Oh, isn't Linda wonderful?
Yes.
Isn't that just wow? And
Yeah.
doesn't it make you want to go home and do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my question to you, and I think this is a question that a lot of viewers would have, is how do I go about buying the machine that will help me do that? So what do I look for?
Okay. Similar things. We want quality, because if we don't have quality at the machine that we're working with and the tools we're working with, then we don't end up with the quality that Linda's got in the designs that she stitched out.
Okay, so how do I know quality then? Do I say to the salesman, is this a quality machine?
You find a store to deal with that will work with you, that you can see the samples up on the wall. You can see what they're doing with the machines that they're using,
yes,
okay?
Yes.
And
I
that
like
they
to
have
see the
courses.
product. I think
Yeah.
that's what spells it out to me, is the product. If the product is there, and that's the machine, let's go
That's
for
right.
it. Yeah.
Then you have to decide a price point, but you look for the best features that you can get at that price point. And the sewing machine part still counts. Mm-hmm. The embroidery is very important.
So
but
you're saying you don't have to have a separate embroidery machine and a separate sewing machine?
you need both. Just like you need the microwave and the oven, you need the sewing machine and the embroidery machine. So
Have that two different machines?
no, I think you should have them in one.
Okay,
myself.
that sounds to
And
me like if
then
I can make it work.
There's many consumers that add an embroidery unit after that, add another embroidery machine. There are many consumers that have more than one embroidery machine.
Well, in
But
fact,
first
I
off-
know of a lot of people that have more. They have half a dozen machines.
Yeah.
Of all kinds.
So in the Husqvarna biking line, there are machines starting at less than $2,000 and going all the way up to the sky's the limit, right? Because there's many things you can add on and software and so on. So there is a price point for everyone. There's an entry level going all the way up. So what would be the differences? Sometimes ease of use. When you're looking at the one that's all the way up, the one I'm sitting in front of is the designer one. You notice we have one of Linda's quilts already hooped,
Right.
ready to stitch. I could just choose a design. And there's one on screen there that was there, but I'm going to choose a different one. Just choose this one.
And how did you get those in there?
Floppy disk.
Okay, so you have a whole bunch of those.
I went from not knowing what a computer was to really knowing what a computer is and does, and
and you
it's
can-
really easy.
So you just pick.
Yep.
Boing,
That
boing,
design
boing.
there,
Yeah.
touch this button.
Okay, what about this hoop business?
Well, it's doing a couple of stitches. Oh, and if I wasn't comfortable, it wants me to trim my thread now, I'll just say I can keep on
Quit.
stitching.
Okay. Or you're going to stitch, okay.
And if I wasn't comfortable with it stitching, say I needed to drive someone to school or go answer the door or something, I could just press stop there and
it still knows what it's doing?
Oh, yeah. In fact, I could turn it off and come back from my Florida vacation in 2 months and still be able to stitch
carry
this
on.
up.
If you remember what we're doing.
Yeah.
Of course you would. Different size of hoops, though? That's an important thing to look for in the
This is
machine.
a large hoop, right? And there's an even larger one with the Husqvarna. This is the smaller size. So when we were talking the smaller size price, going to the larger size price, smaller size hoop goes with the smaller size price. And then as you go up in price, you're getting the larger hoop.
Just as you've told us before, there's a whole world of this stuff. I mean, there's all different ones. So you have to go and try and just talk with your dealer.
Find the store.
Yeah,
Find
yeah.
the store. Find the person that you want to deal with that's going to help you after you've made your purchase.
Yes, because I could imagine there could be a few questions. I shouldn't say problems, because there's really no problem, but it's just how to and learning the
There's
whole
a bit
process.
of learning curve.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
different.
You're teaching some old dogs some new tricks, and that's what you...
And then they teach us, Linda.
Yes,
They
isn't
do.
Isn't that
Yeah,
fun? Yeah.
it
So
is.
you have young people, old people, men, women, everybody
Boys.
playing this game. Yeah. Oh, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Carol.
Thank you.
I think that's given us some ideas about embroidery and where we want to use them and how we want to use them and why we want to use them. So we have to go. But you know, we've got more shows.
Next time,
So
we'll
next
get you
time-
embroidery.
Okay, we'll do that. See you next time.
To receive the companion book for this series, send $19.98 to the address on your screen or call 1-888-MacPhee.